Most people find it pretty weird that I've never had alcohol my entire life, not a single sip. And I've been offered hundreds of times from gym bros, friends, acquaintances, coworkers, just about literally everyone. And to be honest, I think it's weird that people consume alcohol. And if you're watching this video thinking, oh, but I only consume a little bit of alcohol every other week when I need to relax after I've worked so hard and I need a break, I don't believe it. The same when people say like, oh, I just play 1 hour of video games a day after doing my chores, like it's just a coping mechanism. People who claim that they don't drink that much alcohol drink more than what they realize. So people who claim that they rarely drink are actually drinking quite a bit. I see it every time they're out on a date, when they're a hard week, when they're out with the boys, when they want to have fun, when they're on vacation. It's just a perpetual thing where they claim they don't do it, but they actually are doing it. And if you're still watching thinking that, oh, you don't drink that much, it's probably because you don't have that big of a social life, and you would if had you been offered more chances to drink. But here's my reasons why I don't drink alcohol, and I personally don't think you should either. And the first one is I'm happy with my life and I don't need to escape responsibilities. I see it very commonly where people having a rough week or a tough time, they want to use alcohol as a way to get those problems off their mind. In college, was this big like running joke where like some girl would be like, oh, I just failed this test, but we're going drinking tonight, yeah. And it's like funny in the moment, but it's actually quite sad when you think about it. I don't have any problems in my life that I would need alcohol to escape from, and if I did, I would just work towards fixing those problems. I know it's like much easier said than done, but escaping, using alcohol to escape from reality, or using it every single time something uncomfortable or you don't like pops up in your life as a way to mitigate those feelings at the time, is just not a healthy way of approaching problems in life. Secondly, I don't need to loosen up. When I was back in parties in college and I like tell people, oh, I'm not drinking tonight, like they'd say, oh, well, I don't drink that much either, I just want to loosen up. And I can't understand what they mean by that, because you're out with your friends, usually a Friday night, there's music playing, everyone's having a good time. What do you need to loosen up for? Like, is your personality so bland you need to get tipsy or drunk to become like that guy where people want to hang around with? Or is your like mental health so deteriorated that you need to take a drug to just enjoy a night out? Additionally, people make very bad decisions when they drink. It usually deals with instant gratifications. They're either eating incredibly unhealthy food afterwards, going on like a random shopping spree on Amazon. They're usually taking drugs right after that, or they're having unprotected intercourse or driving, things of that nature. And they usually defend those actions saying like, oh, it's because I was drunk. And they take that responsibility off their own shoulders. So obviously those are bad things to do, because this is one, just drinking leads to you doing much more worse unhealthy activities. But then also just saying that you don't take responsibility that because you're drunk is incredibly childish. I remember when I was at this kind of friends like hanging out thing in our dorm, like on I think it was a Saturday night in college. And this one girl like did something kind of like inappropriate to me, just kind of like slapping me around or whatever. And I just pulled her hands off my face. And she thought she was being cute, but it was like pretty annoying to me, and I think to everyone else around. And then she was like, oh, how dare you do that? You had no right to. I was just drunk, so I was just messing with you. And it's like, you're not taking responsibility for your actions. Had you done something like break the law, or like done something illegal and someone would have caught you for it, then you can't use the justification in court. And similarly, like you shouldn't justify your actions saying that I was drinking. The other obvious reason most people forget is that alcohol is plain and simple just bad for you. It can lead to liver diseases, other chronic diseases. It can mess with your mental health and increase your risk of like depression and anxiety and things of that nature, and bring back like how make you relive traumatizing experiences in the past. At the end of the day, then people will tell you that, oh, but you know, just a little bit won't kill you. Like sure, but it's still bad for you. Like, why would you do that to your body? Then when I'm telling like my friends as we talk about this stuff, like they'll say, oh, but just, you know, drinking a little bit of red wine with some dark chocolates, like good for you with the antioxidants. It's just a coping mechanism. Like nobody's drinking a little bit of red wine every other week to get their antioxidants in their body. Like that's just BS. So at the end of the day, if it's not good for you, why would you consume it? The other point, which is a bit more personalized towards me, is I have a very addictive personality. So when I had bad habits in the past, I would just be addicted to them and I couldn't stop. I was playing video games nonstop, eating junk food, doing the things that you shouldn't be doing. And I've eventually able to channel that the good habits, like going to the gym, doing MMA and building a business and things like that. But that personality still exists with me today. So if I was to just drink alcohol, I would do it like nonstop. I would have trouble like stopping. And I know for a fact that I'd be doing it at every party every time I was out with someone, and it's not something that I want to entertain. Like a similar thing is McDonald's sells these Shamrock shakes like around St. Patrick's Day, and I literally could not stop drinking them. I would have maybe 2 a day. These just like things just covered in like 60 grams of sugar that were just making my face blow up with acne and giving you like the very like uncomfortable like stomach issues after. But I just could not stop drinking them because my personality was like that. I just had to keep getting more and more and more. So if I did the same thing with alcohol, it just wouldn't end up well for me. And lastly is religion. I know it might sound a little bit funny, but I'm trying to become a more virtuous person. And in Islam, I'm obviously Muslim, you can't take any substance that would impair your cognitive ability unless it was for like some real reason, like a medical procedure, something like that. And I also talked about this in another video about Pascal's gamble, where it's beneficial to be religious in the event that God is real or not real. This is those 4 possibilities. And when I was in high school, this is actually what stopped me from drinking before I got into self-improvement and stuff like that. Because as much as I would give into peer pressure for dumb things, this was a boundary I wouldn't cross when I was in early high school. And then by the time I picked up the good habits, then I just wouldn't want to drink alcohol. And all those reasons are pretty much why I don't drink alcohol. Just to summarize, think of it at the most basic level. You're consuming something that is not good for you for some temporary satisfaction, when in the long term, it'll do much more detriment to your mental and physical health. Now, if you watch this video thinking that I'm judging you for drinking alcohol, I'm not, because it's not a healthy mindset to be judging other people, but I do have strong opinions on this. You shouldn't be consuming alcohol. There is no benefit to it, long-term or short-term. And this might be a hard hurdle to overcome because people have been drinking for a very long time. It's kind of part of the culture at this point. Well, for a long time, it's been part of culture here in America. But at the end of the day, you're doing something that's not good for you, so it's a habit you need to quit. Hope you did enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next one.